guys, figure I'd give you my story. So this didn't occur here, but it occurred in Humboldt County. Now, I never saw anything, but I felt it. I don't know how to describe it. It's a feeling of presence. It's something watching you that you know isn't an animal, or it isn't human. It's something else. Um, but my story was I was fishing alone, of course, fishing the river for trout, whatever, pike, northern pike mostly. But I came to this one section where it had little breaks so fish could hide in the break, and you fish those breaks. And I noticed there was a little stream, some waterfalls across the little river there. It's only about waist deep. Being 13 at the time, I was like, oh, time to explore. So waded across, and I started going up this little creek, looking at the waterfalls. You know, this is before cell phones and all that, so I was just enjoying nature. So I started going up this creek, and then I noticed something's off. There's the sounds of the stream, and there's the sounds of the wind, but there's no birds, there's no animals. And then there's this like whistling, kind of like a signal sound. It's the only way to describe it. That like something signaling to something else. And I froze. It was like an icy grip just grabbed my spine, and my entire body, just every sense just went boom. It was like Spidey sense. But so I dropped my fishing pole and I picked up a branch, just out of, I don't know, instinct or whatever you want to call it, survival instinct. So dropped the fishing pole, picked it up, and I never took my eyes off the ridge. I slowly backed out, never taking my eyes off the ridge, crossed the stream, waded back across, and as soon as I touched the other side, I dropped the branch and I ran. Now it was probably about, I don't know, half a mile, maybe a mile back to camp where everyone was. And as soon as I got back, I ran all the way there, and I was out of breath, and I was like, no one's ever going to believe me. And I buried it deep down out of fear, or whatever you want to call it. And I was listening to some of these stories on Steve's site, and yeah, heard the sound again and instantly froze, even though I was safe on my couch, just watching my TV, watching YouTube. I heard the sound again. My entire body froze. I locked up. I started crying almost. Like tears were coming down my cheek. My entire body locked up. I had no control. I thought I was having a stroke almost. I asked my wife, I was like, am I having a stroke? Is my face okay? Like, what's going on? And then the memory and everything came back like a flood. Like an overwhelming sense of fear and emotion just hit me. But that's my story. Yeah, that's my story. If you believe me, you believe me. If you don't, well, let me Google how to give a fuck, because I don't. And, alright. And that's my story. See you guys next time.